I never believed in ghosts. Not really. I used to laugh at those YouTube thumbnails with red circled faces in grainy corners of basements. Clickbait for the weak-minded, I thought, until I moved into that house. It stood like a forgotten tooth, yellowed, chipped, and slightly off from the rest of the neighborhood. Rent was suspiciously low, I should have known, but it had space, old wood floors, and a charm I couldn't ignore. My first night was quiet until 2:44 a.m. A faint sound, not creaking, breathing, like someone exhaling deeply, rhythmic, slow, right above my bed. I froze. My eyes darted around the dark, trying to find a source. Nothing. I dismissed it. Stress. Maybe my own breath echoing strangely in the room. The next night it happened again, 2:44 a.m. on the dot. This time I held my breath, but the sound didn't stop. In fact, it grew closer. The third night I recorded it, and when I played it back the next day, the breath was still there. Louder, then a whisper, a voice, just one word. Stay. I thought about leaving, but something kept me there. The house. It felt like it didn't want me to go. During the day, I started hearing faint taps on the walls. Software curious, almost polite. Then came the closet. In the hallway, there was this narrow, crooked door I hadn't noticed before. It blended into the wall like it was hiding. I opened it. Nothing but blackness inside. I aimed my phone flashlight. Stairs. Thin, spiraling, downward, into a space that shouldn't have existed. The air grew heavier as I descended. The sound of my own breathing echoed like I was underwater. At the bottom, a room. Stone walls, carvings, a single wooden chair in the center, facing a cracked mirror. And that's when I saw her. Not in the room. In the mirror. A girl, maybe 16, wet hair clinging to her face. Pale, eyes black, not from makeup, just hollow. She didn't move, but her mouth opened slightly, and once again I heard it. Breathing, matching mine, sinking, then overtaking it. I ran. I didn't sleep. I kept lights on. I played music. But every night, 2:44 a.m., the power would flicker, the lights would dim, the song would stop, and the breathing would return. I researched the house. Turns out a girl named Eliza lived there in 1974. She disappeared without a trace. They said she had been obsessed with mirrors. Her journals, still archived in the local library, talked about a room no one could find. A room where breathing connected two worlds, where if you listened too long, you'd never be able to stop. The final night, I made the mistake of responding. When I heard the whisper, "Stay," I whispered back, "Why?" There was silence. Then the most bone-shattering scream I've ever heard erupted through the room. It wasn't just loud, it vibrated my bones. And when it stopped, the house fell silent, dead silent, not even wind, as if the world held its breath. The closet door was wide open, and I was standing inside it. I hadn't moved. Or maybe I had. I left the house that night. I didn't pack. I didn't lock up. I walked out barefoot into the rain. I never went back. Sometimes at 2:44 a.m., even in my new apartment, I wake up, and I hear it. Not in the room, not in the walls, in the mirror, my breath and hers. For a moment there was silence. Then, the old radio in the corner crackled. I hadn't touched it in months. It buzzed through static, until a voice, faint but clear, whispered, "Room 12, he's watching." I froze. That room number didn't exist. I checked every floor, every map, nothing. But something deep inside pulled me toward the edge of town, to an abandoned motel where the sign barely hung by a chain. The clerk didn't even speak when I walked in, just tossed me a key. It read, "Room 12, and inside on the bed." She was waiting, but her eyes weren't the same.